Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm old school, but I keep it funky fresh, y'all. And this is deep, y'all. I'm feeling deep, y'all. And what you get is what you motherfucking see.
Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. And damn it, I sure should, because I'm a couple days late on this one, humans, but I'm going to get it out. And I'm going to get it out somehow, some way, but I'm going to get it out. The way they want to get it in you is the way I'm going to get it out. So like I said, my name is Jaime, and let's get on with some events, humans. Like and subscribe. Something that really bothers me. Now, I love movies. I'd like to review them sometimes. I'm bad. I do spoilers. I give you little warnings at least. But something when I'm watching like comedies on TV sometimes, like if there's a televised show that's going to have like commercials, there's going to be some paid commercials on there. And it happens, you're watching on some streaming service and it's going to, or whatever you're watching it on, and there's going to be a commercial. But the one thing I can't stand, and it bothers me so much, humans, I really can't stand it. Now, I'm going to give Mr. Project 46 a break just for a couple minutes. I might go back on his ass, but just for a couple minutes, I'm just going to talk about this because I'll be watching some movies and these things are just relentless. So it doesn't matter what type of genre of film you are watching. Whatever type of movie you like, whether it's action, romance, adult, drama, family, kids, animated, whatever kind of film you are watching. Me, for instance, I really love comedies. I love all kinds of films, but I will be drawn to comedies really easy. It's like a magnet. I love to laugh, so I'll go to comedies, and I'll be watching. I'm like balls deep into this comedy movie. Okay, I'm like laughing my ass off. I'm like already into the story. I think I've seen the movie 100 times already, but I'm still in, and I'm into the movie now. I'm into it. So the first commercial break comes into the film after I'm like, oh man, this is going to be hilarious. And here we go. It's like the saddest commercials you've ever seen in your life. Like, not only is it the ones with the sad-ass dogs, with the little sad dogs and shit at the fucking pounds that are starving, or they're not even at the pounds yet. They're just showing them, like, stranded out in fucking somebody's farm or barn and shit where they don't give a shit about the dog. And they're, like, right in the middle of you fucking just, like, all laughing, like, oh, man, this movie's so funny. Remember that one time when this... And you just get your whole mood, like, like a big-ass fucking mood kill. Shame on y'all. That's messed up on you. That's crazy. It just gets on my nerves. I'll be like into this comedy. And these commercials are like just super, super sad. It don't matter what the hell it is, man. It's like the saddest. Like, it'll just mess you up. And then you're like, come back to the comedy. You're like, like wondering what the hell's going to. And then it comes on and then it's like they must have bought the whole day or something worth of commercials on this day. Because it's like the same one keeps coming back on. So now you're watching the movie and it's like, okay, I'm not ready for this. And then like you're in the middle of the movie, oh shit, here comes that fucking commercial again. You're like already getting sad before it even starts. There's a commercial break coming pretty soon. You can feel it. You're like, oh man, here we go. You're already getting bummed out before it even comes there because you're getting like, what do you call it, desensitized, or you're getting like trained or brainwashed to like, get ready for the sadness. If you're not allowed to laugh too much. You're not allowed to laugh and have too much happiness. Here's a depressing ass commercial. I'm not ready for that kind of like emotional fucking badminton. Yeah, I said badminton because badminton fucking sucks. Unless you're one of those fucking badminton loving assholes. Then my bad. But it shit pisses me off. I don't know about you. It's just a mood killer. It'll just kick your mood in the nuts. Or like a sucker punch your mood in the nuts. Sucker punch you. It just messes your mood all up, man. It's just crazy. And I just hate it. And they need to put a stop to this. We need to sign petitions to stop that shit. And let us enjoy our movies. I'm sick of that shit. But anyways, Mr. 46. Now we'll get back on to Project 46. You know what I'm saying? Now we'll get back to our prayers. He's got some people all fired up now. Like, people are getting fired up. People are getting restless. People are getting tired of shit. They're just like sick of this dude. And not only that, the media, like the media, it should be called the media because it keeps everybody tripping. And nowadays, like, some people used to be able to ignore some shit. Like, I don't give a shit. Now it's just like a small handful of people that just don't give a fuck or just don't pay attention to that and still want to be normal like the way we used to be. And I'm not meaning like with the virus type thing. I'm talking about just like as far as like the cancel culture motherfuckers. So, but we're going back to that thing, the other thing, but with fucking the separation, like how everybody's like, either you got it or you don't got it, or you're going to get it or you better get it. And it's like, otherwise people going to die, like all this crazy shit's going down. And like, I don't know why they're trying all this shit. Like, I don't know, but people are getting fed up. And I was just watching these people over here and they're very well-known journalists. Like, and now they're starting to call out, like first they was all on board. All the journalists was all on board. They were like shoving it in everybody's face. You got to do it. You should do it. You got to get it. You better do it. Better get it. Better get it. If you didn't, better get it. Get in line. Better get it. Google that shit. Like the press says, go Google it. Find it. Get it. Got it. Go Google it. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you to get it. The people are getting fed up. And I got a little video here of showing you just how pissed off some people are because it's pretty damn funny to me. I quite enjoyed it. Here we go. Let's see if it connected. Hold on. Let me see if I got. Let me see if it even. Oh shit! Let me see if I got my technical difficulties in order here. Here we go. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it going. All right. That's much better now. Here we go. Let's see if it's working. Let me see here.
Finalize the contracts
Okay.
to buy them. And once they do get the tests, Americans can go to a yet-to-be-built government website to get them, because we know those work so well. So, Dana, we were promised a winter of death, and now we have a winter of failure, a winter of incompetence. This guy had every opportunity to fast-track.
So, like I said, people are getting fed up. It used to be all on board with some people. They'd be like, this, and that, and this. I mean, maybe not this guy, but the person that's on here, like other people were all on board, especially media and journalists. Everybody was all on board. Now they're just like fed up because they was following the rules and they're still getting no results.
School, but also in biology class. But we also knew this because of what we had seen with Delta.
Yeah.
So it was coming, and now you have people standing in line for 3 hours, and the president says he knows that it's frustrating, and it's frustrating to him too. He's not sitting outside for 3 hours.
No, he isn't.
Waiting for tests, and we're depleting our small supply of tests by testing everybody who don't even need a test. The other thing that I'm going to take exception to is when he said that this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Now, I'm vaccinated. I'm glad I am because I do feel protected from serious illness or hospitalization or even death. That said, I have 2 vaccines. I was boosted. I also got a flu shot. And I spent the whole entire week of Christmas sick as can be, after getting 2 negative rapid tests, 1 positive test, and then a negative test in order to come back to work. This is no longer just about the unvaccinated. We're all suffering from it. People in this building across the country have skeletal staffs because people have to isolate for 10 days. Then the CDC says, well, actually, we'll make it 5. Oh, but wait, you might have to have a negative test. Great, where are we going to get the test? We have a serious communications problem.
So, like I said, media's getting sick of this shit finally. They're not wanting to jump on board. And even like...
It's time for America.
Like even Geraldo Rivera was on this same show here, and he even agreed and came in and sounded off, and it was kind of wild because he was saying like how he was being hard as hell on people that were unvaccinated. How he was like coming down on them really hard on his shows, and every time he had a microphone in his hand, and he had to, and he himself is vaccinated, and he got sick as well. But now my problem is like the media just like. The way they keep us separated, like I said, and this was a way to keep us separated. If you had it or didn't have it, or you're this, you're that. You couldn't even just be, like I said, the way you represent yourself, not, this, that, or the other. And it was just all forms of separation. Either you're for the mask or don't wear the mask. You got the shot or don't have a shot. And then you're this, you're that, from your race to your, like I said, to the way you represent yourself. And it's just wild separation going on. And I agree with what she's saying. I'm not saying anything against the vaccination or anything. I'm saying I'm against the way they were trying to separate everyone because both sides, everyone is. Everyone seems to be getting affected by it. And I think that's where the issue is. I think that's where, I mean, we learned a lot from this, I think from this last couple of years. If you could say anything, I think we did. Like, I mean, not in a good way, and sometimes some of it wasn't a good way, and some of it was in a bad way. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, the frustration of everyone, because people usually have to listen to the science or the way they tell you to, this is the way it should be, or this is the way this works, and it can be frustrating because you go all in. Sometimes people go all in, and then you go all in and you get not the result you wanted, and that could be very frustrating, and it could cause a lot of separation. Some people lost like friends and family members and crap, like close people, over this kind of shit, over all this weird separation. Like some people even over the last president, even just because you liked the guy or didn't like the guy, and like all during that election and doing all this stuff now, like people let that stuff get in the way of what was really important. And you kind of helped them out in a way. You kind of helped them out by letting the separation happen. I almost feel like it's your fault. I feel like a parent right now. This is your fault. This happened because this shouldn't happen this way. You know what I mean? This is what it feels like. Because like we allowed it to happen. We allowed it to get between us, and we had kind of put these, I don't know, we put our entitled selves, before the facts. So I don't really like the way they keep us like split up. And how are they going to continue this? Like, the media's like getting exposed more and every day. Like, you see them getting caught lying. You see them coming and making out these statements. The fucking press lady for the president, that Saki lady, she don't even care anymore. She's just like, no, that's not what we said. So anyways, and then she'll go to somebody else. No, that's not what we said. And she'll say some jibber jabber and it means nothing. And then she'll end the shit. And same with the press. The press can't say nothing. They can't answer questions. Nobody wants to even be affiliated with them anymore. They're all quitting their fucking the fucking jobs over there. Like, everybody's quitting on Kamala's fucking staff. I think she's got like over 10 people quit on her ass already, and they don't even want to be fucking. What that tells me when you start abandoning ship. Like what happens when they abandon ship. They're gonna leave the captain, to sink with it, because whatever happened or anything happens or if this ended up being like some shady shit, like if this happens to be like a repeat of 1976. If y'all don't remember, like, of that, that would happen in 76, it was, kind of a big fraud scandal over something that I don't think is a fraud. I don't think that was the case. But maybe some crazy things did happen during this that, some shady deals went on, especially when they were trying to push that bananas spending bill shit. And the same thing with the IRS dudes trying to get into everybody's fucking money. That is just crazy to me about that. They're getting too much power, and that I thought the government's supposed to work for us, and they're like, we should be like, no, you can't do that. And they're like, no, we're going to do this because we work for you. That doesn't even sound like make sense. Like, say that out loud like 4 times if you have the time to say it. Like, we work for you, but we're going to make the rules. What? So, like, we don't have any say in it? Well, yeah, you guys can vote. Wink, wink. Because your votes matter. It's weird that the votes matter, but yet nobody ever gets, like, the vote they really wanted. You ever notice that nobody's ever happy on, like, after the results of vote day? Everybody went in there proud as hell voting for who they voted for, and then afterwards, whoever won, you don't even know if they really voted for that person because they come out looking kind of pissed. Probably because everybody sold you on whatever they sold you on to get into the office, and then when they get, flip-flopped and media'd, and here's our agenda, here's what we're going to have you do, you're like, well, yeah, I told them I was going to do this, but yeah, well, you're not really going to do that. I said I was going to raise taxes. Well, they're already going up. They're all going up tomorrow, Welcome. Welcome to America, And, like, it's just bananas the way they do it. So that's why everybody looks pissed, like, really fast. You're like, yeah, we got our guy in there, or our woman in there, or whatever in there. And then, like, because they start getting it, they don't see that they can't push any of the policies they wanted, or all that BS they said to fucking get in there. And it was a lot of BS, believe me. I've been fooled. I've been fooled, humans. Way too many times. And I refuse to be fooled again. But I think we need to stop them from separating us, and we really need to keep on together. And the reason, like I said, like, these guys, like, okay, So I know I said we came through a lot these last couple years, and we did learn. But even from the past, like I said about 1976, like a bunch of motherfuckers got sued. And this time it seems like you can't sue nobody. If you look up the 1976 fraud scheme, what happened, there was some stuff going on. And a lot of people got affected by this. And there was a lot of lawsuits. A lot of checks got written. And imagine what that would convert to today's money. It'd be like a lot of billions. It was already billions back then. But look up 1976 fraud. Swine flu fraud. It was weird. It was pretty interesting. I don't know. And but anyways, I hope that doesn't happen here. Like in the long run, something happens and now you can't sue them or protect yourself and you hold anybody liable. The fact that they don't hold any liability is another thing that makes me nervous. Because they're like, this time you can't do it. Try to do it this time. But no, like I said, I feel like we came a long way, especially even our government. Like our government came a long way. And I think they came a super long way because, they used to have like the most they must have had like the most incorrect ads like you've ever seen ever in a commercial ad. It was the most craziest thing you ever seen. And not like I seen some of these live or nothing. Unless I'm a time traveler, I'd be like, damn, I age well, Man, you look great for 112. No, I'm just kidding. But they came a long way, I believe, the government, because look at these commercials like they used to put on TV. Like, here's a little sample. I don't have many. I just have this one here. But like this used to be a legit commercial on TV. Like on TV. Let me see if I can get it here. But this used to be on TV.
A busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls. You would find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose.
Doctors.
In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
That's so bananas to me, yo. I cannot believe that used to be on TV. They're like, see how mild it is on your throat. Man, I smoked Camels when I was young kid smoking. Oh, damn. When I was young smoking in my younger days. I don't anymore. But when I smoked cigarettes, I tried them one time I had to figure out what like my cigarette was. But back then you could get them way easier. There was it was way chilled back then, man. Like I said, that was a commercial on fucking TV back then. But also when I was a kid, like in the 80s and 90s, man, you can go to the store for your parents and they could just write you a fucking letter, a handwritten letter, and I could go buy them cigarettes or buy them beer or buy them whatever the fuck I want they needed from the fucking store. With a fucking handwritten letter. I'd be like, I give Jaime permission, I'm his mom or his dad permission to buy me some fucking cigarettes and this 6-pack of beer. And they would just hand me the letter and I'd go up there with the little letter like la 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 la. And I'd go and buy the shit from my parents. And then when we got younger, the scam came through. Because you couldn't, that's why this letter stopped. Because kids would be in there fucking coming in there like all night and shit. Like, yeah, my mom gave me this letter again. This looks like the same letter. No, man, it's the same. It's not. So then people started faking letters. And people would buy extra. Like if you could buy the beer, we started buying extra beer. Needed cigarettes, you'd start buying extra cigarettes. And so that had to stop because people, like I said, it was happening at night. Like I know I didn't get no nighttime letter. You'd have to call the store. Parents could call the store and be like, hey, I'm sending up my son up there. Yeah, I'm going to get him this. Only give him this shit. Because if people still wanted to not go to the store, send our, lazy asses, send our kids up there. And so we'd have to go up and get it. So they stopped from the letter, started going with the phone calls. And then, police would be out by the stores, seeing us walking out with beers and shit, going home to the house and shit. And they'd be like, what's going on? I was like, hey, they made the phone call. He's like, what, you got a letter? Not this, you don't do the letter no more. The letter was like better than an ID. You didn't need a fake ID if you had the parent letter. You just needed extra cash. But shit was bananas. So I think we came a long way because look what they used to tell us, on the TV, like, doctors prefer Camels. There was one article that said something like, it does less damage to your organs. It was like a type of cigarette. Study shows this brand does less to your organs. That is wild. And that used to be on TV. They were just like the most wild ones here. Like, look at this one. It's like, what does it say? Just one question, Mom. And they got a little baby infant. And they're like, can you afford not to smoke a Marlboro? And it's a baby picture. It looks like Gerber baby trying to tell you, Mom, if you're going to smoke, you better smoke the best cigarettes, Mom. You're like, nowadays with all the dispensaries, you're like, Mom, no, you want that Kush, you want the Afghani OG Kush style, with a little sprinkle glitters, a vanilla ice cream cookies. I don't even know. There's so many strands now, they'd almost caught up to the virus. The virus almost caught up to all them strands of weed. But then you got another one. I don't care. This one was sweet. I don't know if this looks like the real headline, but these shoes was dope back in the day. I don't know if y'all thought it, but the Hush Puppies used to be the shoes. And I had a pair in my younger days. I had a couple of some brown Hush Puppies. And y'all remember which one. They was like the Timbo style almost, but they had the square front, and the bottom, buckskin color and all that. They was like, oh man, it was dope. But this one's like, attention male chauvinist pigs. And it was an ad for Hush Puppies. People didn't give a shit. We used to be allowed to say this shit. Look at this one. If you got a toothache. We used to have a commercial. It would say Ambisol. And then people couldn't say it because they was putting their finger in their mouth with the toothache. And they'd be like, Ambisol. But when back in the day, this one said cocaine toothache drops. It was giving your kids cocaine toothache drops. I think it was doing more than fucking fixing the toothache. You got around with your kids' teeth all fucking falling out. And it was only 15 cents. Imagine what all the fiends would be doing now if cocaine tooth drops was 15 cents. You know what I'm saying? That'd be, oh man. Oh, to the man. Imagine that fiends. No. That would be wild. If some of those prices back then, still came through today. Especially like they was so bad with like women. Like the women ads were like, wow, dude. They were like really they were like super of what is that? Politically incorrect or offensive. Look at this one. I love my husband way far too much to risk getting dry, lifeless, middle-aged skin. And they got this Palmolive. It's like the first Palmolive skin soap. Like when Palmolive dish soap. So now it was like so bad it degreased all this shit from your dishes. It was probably fucking up ladies' faces, and they were like, we should wash dishes with this shit. This shit takes grease off. It was like drying ladies' faces off even worse. And they were trying to tell you to wash it with this shit. And they were like, no, this shit takes grease off. We got to switch it up. It saved everybody from the Exxon oil spill. It was saving animals and shit. We can't put this on your face. But yet they were telling everybody to do it at first. One of these kind of like held on. One of these had longevity and still holds truth today. One of these I agree with. And it was an ad for celery. It was like, enjoy celery. And it says, nature's toothbrush for your colon. And the ad is a little risque, but hey, you got to get your stuff in there. Fiber rich, packed with vitamins. I'm not going to say that part, but it says ribbed for pleasure. Extra pleasure. And it also has the celery saying, ooh la la. Okay, I'm going to carry on, humans. Okay, like I said, some of the ones on these women are just really bad. And this is like a pregnant woman on a magazine called Nicotime Cigarettes. The smooth taste expectant mothers crave. They were promoting pregnant women to smoke. So you got to give them credit now because they're not saying to do that now. Now they just want you to get a jab. They were telling pregnant women to smoke. Like some people's moms were probably my age. Like your parents that were my age, their mom, like your grandparents probably were smoking with your mom or dad inside them. Think about that, humans. Your grandparents were probably carrying your mom or dad inside during this time. Wow. Just wow. Didn't you think about that? Why maybe the generation skipped and some of you got asthma now. Oh shit, somebody's got asthma. No. But anyways, I think that's wild. That's a wild thing to think about. They could have even had maybe one of your uncles. Or aunties. But anyways, they didn't give a care. Like, they would blame women for like, for why your men left. It didn't matter why he left. It was like your fault apparently in this time. Like I said, that's your grandparents if that shit was true. She'd probably look around if your grandparents around, if your dad, grandparents around, like whatever one you asked. Like, I'll answer this another time, you know. So this was another ad. Another love match shipwrecked. On the dangerous reef of half-truths about feminine hygiene, Lysol has prevented many such tragedies. So if she kept the house clean and herself, I guess, hygiene, like house hygiene, personal hygiene, and she's got her and the kid looking sad, and my man's got his fucking bags packed walking out the door, ain't even looking, like don't even care about being a deadbeat dad, even looking at the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear some kid stories when their dad leaves, like me. No, I'm just kidding. Like you heard them stories like, I'll be back tomorrow. And that shit didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? This dude didn't even have to say anything. He just fucking left. He's not even looking backwards. That's wild. That's just wild to me. Or what about this shit? It's a fucking extra fine granulated sugar. A 5-pound bag of sugar, and they got kids playing around. It's a whole baseball team around their mom, and it says sugar is energy food. Sugar is energy food, humans. You got to give us credit. We have came a long way because this is what we used to do back then, and now they're just telling you about a shot? Come on, humans. Give us some credit. You got to give us some credit. Sugar is energy food. Are they lying? Sugar is still energy food. Come on, man. Come on. So, apparently, they were also talking about women having depression all the time. Like, you were always depressed, I guess, back then, too. For some reason, women were always depressed. So they said, say goodbye to depression with phosphorus tonic wine. The best the world produces. If you're suffering from a flu hangover, phosphorine tonic wine will put a new strength into you. If you are nervy, depressed, this vitalizing drink will give you a new joy of living. Phosphorine tonic wine lifts you up when you are low, puts you right with the world. Get a bottle today and see how swiftly it does you good. So it must be better than milk, this shit. So whatever was in this phosphorine, people used to use it for depression, but they used to let you buy it at the store and drink it like a bottle of wine. Like, honey, you're acting a little weird. Why don't you have some of this phosphorine? Why ain't Snoop and them guys rap about that shit? Because they probably not allowed to sell it no more. Everybody like, look, man, get this phosphorine. It'll make you right with the world. Like, everybody drink this phosphorine. You were like, oh, shit, I'm feeling the phosphorine. You know, all lit up in La La Land from this shit. That's why they had to stop it. The large bottle. It said, get the quart size. You know, fuck it. Go for the quart size, humans. It's for depression. But you got to give us credit. Like I said, we've came a long way because that's what they used to want to push in us. And we was pushing it in us. So think about it. If they want to push other shit in us, we probably we'd probably be all right. Because we made it through all that other shit where sugar is energy food and cigarettes, our grandparents were smoking cigarettes with our parents in them. So that's all I'm saying. I think we got to give them credit because we did come a long way, in my opinion. But like with all with everything that we experienced, I think, with the last couple of years, everything that I think we learned a couple things from all this. One, our government has came a long way. No. Two, media sucks. I think that's one thing. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to keep these numbered or anything, but I do think, in a way, media sucks. And they don't have our best interest. Nor did they ever. And we just now started realizing it because it wasn't always this so extreme. And another thing I think we learned is our government will always make money regardless if we do. And yeah, that one might hurt. But, yeah, they make money no matter what. That's another thing I did learn. I mean, I guess you can learn that. Another thing is, which I still don't understand, is Bill Gates has a lot of fucking power. And I still who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is that asshole that gave him all this power? Like, oh, you should have this kind of power, Bill Gates, because you're one of them power-having assholes. And somebody made him one of them power-having assholes. But that's one thing we learned, is that dude's got some power, which I don't like. We've also learned that some humans there are followers. Some humans, not all humans, that's why I said some, are followers. Like they were easily, ripped up into rioting and crazy things and putting people against each other before we could sit back and communicate with each other and get the serious things down. We also, I think, saw some serious flaws in our government system. If you could admit that, I mean, I think we could. We saw some serious flaws in our government system. And all that, like I said, I think I'm proud of all of us humans. Because of everything we endured, and we endured a lot. And we have in our history all the way till now, and we're still enduring a lot. Whatever your personal thing is happening in your world, like we get through some shit as humans. And I think that is one thing that is amazing. I think we've always endured from our ancestors to now, and we fight, we take a stand, we speak our minds. Not everybody likes that these days, but we do. We speak our damn minds, and nobody really likes that. And then, what bothers me the most? It seems like only something that ends in tragedy or something that ends in pain or terror is when we come together the most. And when we come together, we're pretty strong. We're powerful. We're something that can't be matched when we come together. And my question is, when it comes to that, or maybe it's not even a question. It could be, it's a question / it might, roll into a statement. But why wait for a tragedy and why wait for terror to come together? Why? We know what we see, what we're capable of. We know what we're capable of. We can accomplish things that are so amazing. Like history tells us what we can do. Like history tells us that we can do amazing things, and just because now we're in the future doesn't mean we can't. I don't agree with that, humans. I think we're all capable of accomplishing something great. And I think we should come together before there's any terror or tragedy. And I think we should show our ancestors and our children that we will be remembered for starting off, a little wild and chaotic. But what we figured out, made us noble and great. What if something like that happens towards the end? And I always think I'm hopeful for all of that, because you see some people come out with amazing things, and you see smart people and people doing amazing things every day. So it gives me hope. And I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I would appreciate it if you would hit that like button, hit me with a subscription, and turn on those notifications, because I'm here twice a week. And my name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.
Yes, yes,